What's up, guys? Today we got a story time of the cringiest Gen Z kid to ever exist. This kid makes me a little bit scared for my generation by the way he acts. I know you'll enjoy this story, so sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, subscribe if you're new. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So anyways, we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Mark. So first of all, I want to say when I say Gen Z kid, I don't necessarily mean Gen Z. Like, you were born within this generation. In fact, this kid might not even technically be in Gen Z. But when I say Gen Z, I kind of mean more the online definition of Gen Z. Basically, a kid who spends forever on TikTok, like 26 hours a day. You heard me right, 26 hours a day. Or the kid who basically just gets all of his information from TikTok and Twitter and also decides to spend, basically the kids that are on there canceling Mr. Beast for curing people's blindness and giving away money. Which, like, you might be thinking, how can someone logically do that? Well, that's the logic of the Gen Z kid right there. Anyways, though, so this story all happened one day in Mark's class when the Gen Z kid, who we're going to call the Gen Z kid just for simplicity, decided to do something so incredibly cringe yet hilarious that you guys got to brace yourselves. You guys got to brace yourselves because this level of cringe has not been seen often before. You only get it on this channel. So the veterans of this channel will be okay with this level of cringe. But if you're a newbie around here or you're just not used to the cringe, I need you guys to buckle in. Yeah, so sure enough, right, one day in Mark's class, the Gen Z kid, who was just like very notoriously, very much a Gen Z kid, right? And everyone kind of knew him as a little bit strange, a little bit cringe, a little bit whatever, right? But today he decided to top everything. So here's the thing, right? At this point, the Gen Z kid, he really wanted to be seen as like cool or whatever, which, you know, I wasn't always the coolest kid in high school or middle school. You know, I tried some of the YouTube stuff, some of the Instagram stuff. I tried to put myself out there and, you know, grow an online presence, and I definitely got flack for it. I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but you know, it's funny when people would give you flack freshman year, but then swiping up on my story saying congratulations when I got my play button. Anyways, though. So sure enough, right, this kid, the Gen Z kid, decided to had a genius, with huge quotations around genius, because not very genius, idea of how he was going to become super cool, super swag, and just really kicking it with the boys, right? He decided that he was going to have a fake girlfriend online, but not tell them it was fake, but basically hype this girl up to be like the craziest girl ever, right? Oh my gosh, she's so hot, whatever. So in class, the Gen Z kid goes up to Mark and a few of Mark's friends is like, boys, I got the hottest girlfriend ever. And like, you guys want to hop on Fortnite tonight? Like, it's going to be crazy and she's going to be on there with me. She's also a gamer girl, guys. Like, you don't even believe it. Here's some photos. And he takes out his phone. Yeah, so anyways, right, at this point, Mark and his friends were a little bit suspicious as he takes out his phone and shows photos of like, an extremely attractive woman, and low-key, she's a little bit old, because they're all in 7th grade. This girl is like a senior in high school. So low-key, they're like, yo, Gen Z kid, you're a victim, bro. I don't know how else to put it. You're a victim now. But anyways, right, sure enough, they're all like, I don't know about this, because low-key, she looked like one of those like AI-generated or like stockfish. So I've been playing too much chess. One of those like stock photos or whatever. And the Gen Z kid's like, boys, if you don't believe me, all you got to do is tonight hop on Fortnite. You can talk to her. You can ask her some questions. Like, she's coming over to my house. She's not going to be playing Fortnite. But, you know, I'm going to be playing Fortnite because, you know, games over girls, right? Right, boys? Right, boys? Haha, gaming over girlfriend. Ha, ha, ha. They're all kind of just sitting there like, oh, my God. This kid is on a whole new level of cringe. Like, this is a whole different universe of cringe right now. Anyways, though, so he's like, yeah, boys. I mean, you guys are not going to want to miss this, dude. So Mark and his friends look at each other, and they are super suspicious. They are super suspicious because they're like, okay, no way that this kid has a girlfriend. But even if he did, no way he would pull this girl. And also, this girl's like 1 billion years old. What? Not like ancient grandma, like that type of stuff. But I mean, like, she's like a senior in high school, which, dude, they're in 7th grade. So low-key, if this was real, a Gen Z kid would be a victim here. But anyways, they agreed because, they want to know. Like, a part of them did believe it. Like 5%, Mark was saying like 5% of him did believe this. Also, it was actually the most funny way how she got exposed as being fake, so you will want to hear that. But also, by the way, if you guys are wondering how I'm getting the story, this is a subscriber stories. All my stories, unless I say they're from me, are from you guys. And the way that you send them to me is go to Instagram, look up Connor Pugs. I am verified on there, whatever. Follow my account and then send me a message and tell me the whole story in the messages. Don't ask me, do you want to hear the story? Yes, I want to hear the story. Just give me the story so I can look through it. And when I feel like it's a good day to tell the story, I will tell it. Anyways, let's get back to it. So Mark and his friends after school, right, they meet up real quick because they're going to go on the call right later or whatever. And Mark is, to his boys, like, boys, there's no shot this girl's real. But how is he going to pull this off? Because at this point, part of them, as I said, Mark said like 5% of him was like, okay, maybe it's real. Maybe it's real, but let's be straight up. It is definitely not real. But maybe. But let's be real, it's not. But it might be. But it's definitely not, right? They didn't believe it, but part of them were kind of curious. So they're like, okay, how's he going to fake it? Is he going to have a random girl come on? And we just got to figure out ways to trip him up. So they all kind of like went together and were kind of scheming out like what questions they were going to ask. They didn't want to like interrogate like, what is your social security number? What is your mother's maiden name? What was your first pet as a child? Like they're not trying to like interrogate this girl, right? Or girl, huge quotation marks, as you guys will see. It's actually pretty funny. But yeah, so sure enough, they're like, all right, well, we kind of got a game plan. Let's hop on. So the time comes around and Mark sits down, gets in Discord, and hops on a call. They also hop on a game of Fortnite. So they don't hear a girl's voice. And they're all like, yo, dude, to the Gen Z kid, where's this girlfriend you've been telling us about? Yeah, so anyways, right, the Gen Z kid's like, she's getting here soon, guys. Don't worry about it. So one of Mark's friends is like, dude, she's not real. Like, just fess up now. It's not worth it. And like the Gen Z kid was getting all fake offended and was like, oh, she's real, dude. Like, you just don't understand. No, she's real, bro. Like, well, she's real. Just like, it's so like crazy that, she's here right now. So they're all sitting in this Discord call and they hear a door open up. And then you hear the Gen Z kid be like, oh, what's up, babe? How's it going? And he's like, oh, like, babe, this is, these are the boys I was telling you about. They want to meet you. So say what's up. And after about like 30 seconds, you hear like, what's up? But I don't want to do a girl's voice because, okay. This isn't like a girl's voice. This is just trying to do a different voice. Like, what's up? Like it actually, it actually did sound like a girl's voice. So they were all like, oh my God, like, oh, like at first they were like, okay, so a girl actually is here, which the trick is there is no girl there, but I'll get to that in a second. But they're all like, hey, like, what's good? Like, how's it going? Oh, I'm just hanging out with my boyfriend, Gen Z kid. He's so great. I thought I'd stop by and just say hello to you guys. I'm sorry, by the way. That's not a great girl's voice. I'm doing my best. So at this point, like, Mark and all of his friends were like, oh, shit, okay. She's, like, actually legit. So, Mark's like, oh, like, where are you from? Like, how did you meet Gen Z kid? Like, how do you guys, like, link up? How did that all go down? And she was all like, well, we were just at this, at the mall together. And, he was just standing over there. And I was like, wow, look how handsome and cool and handsome and cool he is. And this whole time, Mark is like listening to this girl, mass quotations, right? And her voice sounds correct. Okay, it's not actually like my version because I'm trying, but the way she was speaking did not sound right. Like her voice was correct in the sense that like, okay, this is a girl sounding voice, but why would she say he looks so handsome and cool and handsome and cool? Like something just wasn't adding up there. Like something was off, but he just couldn't, Mark, the subscriber, just couldn't put his finger on it. So Mark kept asking questions and he's like, oh, so, that's great that you guys met. How long you guys been dating? She's like, oh, well, about a month or so. And so then Mark's like, oh, so do you happen to live around here? She's like, yeah, I go to whatever school, like insert name of a school. Things were checking up, like things were adding up. Because at first Mark was like, okay, did he like pay a girl to read a script? Maybe I can ask her some stuff that'll I don't know, throw her off course or something like that. Like he's going to have to improvise or whatever. But one thing that was really weird is whenever the Gen Z kid would say something, it would always be like a 20 to 30 second period in between the Gen Z kid saying something and the Gen Z kid's girlfriend saying something. Like there was a pretty massive time, like 30 seconds, like the Gen Z kid would say something and then there would be a pause, like almost like an unnatural pause before like the girlfriend said something. Yeah, so anyways, right, Mark started to catch on to this. So he like asked the Gen Z girl a question and it was like something, something, something. And then he very quickly was like, yo, John, or not, sorry, John. I don't know why I thought John. Like, yo, Gen Z kid, like, are like some question about class. He said like, what did you get for answer whatever? And this is what he hears. Oh, dude, I got like 25 on that one. What did you get? I mean, dude, like, I got 25. What did you get? And at this point, the whole call goes silent because he asked the Gen Z kid, what did you get? And then he got, oh, dude, I got 25 on that in the girl voice, right? He got the answer from the Gen Z kid in the girl voice. So Mark's like, whoa, like, why did your girlfriend answer that so quickly? And she knew exactly why did your girlfriend answer that? And the Gen Z kid's like, oh, sorry, like, babe was just looking at my homework sheet. Like, babe, don't speak on my behalf, bro. Like, relax a little bit. And at this point, John started to realize. So he sent a message to the other boys in the Discord call saying, I think he's using a voice modulator or a voice changer. Like, let's figure it out. Like, he's been taking a good, like, 30 seconds in between, taking pauses. Let's try and basically trap him here. So basically what happened was Mark or one of his friends, I don't know if it was Mark or one of his friends, he was like, hey, like, can you guys, like, like, this is kind of weird, but like, can you guys like both speak at the same time? Or like, can you like speak right after, like, or he's like, hey, can you guys like both speak at the same time? And the Gen Z kid's like, no, like, why would I speak over my girlfriend like that? And the kid's like, okay, well, can you like at least speak like relatively at the same, like, can you speak like 1 second after each other? And the Gen Z kid's like, dude, you're like really like, I don't know. I don't understand why you're thinking that my girlfriend isn't real. Like, she definitely is real. So that wasn't my voice glitching out. That was the Gen Z kid's voice glitching out. He was yelling at either the subscriber Mark or one of his friends, basically saying, how dare you think my girlfriend's fake? But half of the words he was saying was in the girl's voice. So the whole Discord call erupts in laughter. Because at this point, it's very, very obvious that bro's using a voice modulator to change the sound of his voice. And he's like, no, guys, like, it's not what you think. We're just completing each other's sentences right now because we're so meant for each other. It's definitely not that. So then at this point, they're like, okay, bro, pick up the phone. So Mark gives this guy a FaceTime call. And so So Mark, like, actually, like, the Gen Z kid picks up the phone, like, picks up the FaceTime call. And Mark's like, bro, where's your girlfriend at? And the Gen Z kid's like, dude, she's just like shy or something. Like, she's not coming out and she's too shy right now. So yeah, basically, right, at this point, the Gen Z kid is at loss. And Mark's like, dude, she was super like outgoing on the call. Like, can we not just see her for a second? And the Gen Z kid's like, no, she actually just left. And they're all like, what? They're like, dude, you're making her feel super uncomfortable by the way that they're all like laughing, like, bro. Because he said she just left and half of the sentence came out in her voice. They're all like, bro, you're so obviously using a voice changer. I mean, you just said, first of all, it wasn't adding up. And then you literally just said that she left. And then half of that sentence came out as a girl. Like, bro, we get it. Like, it's fine. You don't have to have a girlfriend. Like, we don't have girlfriends, bro. It's not that deep. Like, relax with that a little bit. But yeah, like, okay, man, like, that's good. So they all hang up the call, and then Mark and his friends get in a private Discord call and have a bit of a laugh about it. And they debrief a bit. And by the end of it, Mark or one of his friends, and they all come to the same agreement that they're like, look, like, this was funny, actually really freaking funny, but let's not come after the kid. Like, he's not necessarily a bad kid, even though he's super cringe. I'm sure he's really embarrassed. Let's just act like nothing happened. Next day in class, Gen Z kid comes up to them and basically just comes up to them with his head down. And Mark's like, bro, like, you don't need to pretend to have a girlfriend. Like, it's fine. Like, it's whatever, dude. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. That was lame, bro. And they're all like, dude, it's not that deep. Don't worry about it. So they all sat down, went on and had a pretty good day. If you want to support the channel, all you got to do is watch another video. Like the video on screen right now. You can click one of those. It actually does help me out a lot. So please, bye.